What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. A few of you guys have been asking me about this on Instagram because I ended up doing this and never did make it into a YouTube video, which I planned to do it, but it just kind of slipped my mind. I forgot about it. So like I said, a lot of you guys have already seen it on Instagram. I did it kind of a while ago. But I had one of you guys ask me recently to finally make a video about it, as well as my Supermoto fender, because getting one to fit on one of these bikes is hell. Just the way the fender mount is with the triple clamp is just really goofy, and you really got to cut a lot of the fender out. So I'm going to go over the headlight mod, show that to you guys, as well as show you how to put should be any style Supermoto fender on the WR. You know, I don't see there being any reason that they would be different, you know, between like a Polysport one or the Cherubies, you know, whichever one you can find. Okay, now for the headlight mod, if you guys are like me and you have a WR250R or X and think that the stock headlight looks like it's out of the fucking 1980s and it's not super bright, it looks just super dated and really stupid. We'll just throw that over here because it's ugly and I don't want to look at it. What I did was I went to AutoZone, and it's not one of the, because they sell like the Cree LED, like the cubes with 4 LEDs. I didn't get that one. The one I went with has 6 LEDs in it, and it's not a spotlight, it's like a flood pattern, but that looks a hell of a lot better than that. So you guys can tell, you know, quite a difference. And this little LED is actually a lot brighter than the stock light. I like it a lot more. Plus, I think it looks meaner, looks better. Now, when you guys take this out, there's a little black, like, plastic frame that runs around it. And all I did was, there's a little bolt, and that's part of the mount for the LED. I just poked a hole in that plastic that's actually part of the headlight, drilled a hole and just bolted into there. Found this sheet of ABS plastic, and the plastic, you can actually, it's not held in by anything, it's actually just sandwiched in between the headlight housing and the light and the frame itself. So that, I mean, it looks nice. All I did was cut it out with a Dremel, but you know, just took my time, and I'm really happy with it. I think it looks really nice. Kind of updates the look of the bike, doesn't make it look so dated like the factory light. And honestly, if I didn't like the look of this, I was just gonna get like a front plate like the YZ has and put just a little light bar like up here. But it's super bright. I mean, I've gone on a few night rides with it, and it's bright as hell. Especially with it being like a floodlight, it really lights up the side of the road, so you know you don't have to worry about critters running out in front of you and not being able to see them until the last second. Just overall, I really couldn't be happier. I think it looks fantastic, way better than the stock dated one. And what I did is, since I don't like the light being on constantly, all I did was take some pins. Let me see if I can pull this out here. Come here, wiring harness. I just took because this part right here is the little wiring harness off the LED. I just put some spade terminals on it and plugged it into the factory headlight harness. And I plugged it in as the high beam, so that way, you know, just kind of cruising around during the day, I just have the switch set for low beam, and then when I want the light on, I just click it to the high beam, and then the headlight comes on. So that's the headlight mod. You know, like I said, I just really wanted something different that didn't look super freaking dated. You know, like some old guy's like 86 KX 500 or whatever. Just, I don't know. It definitely just makes the bike look meaner. I like it a lot more than the stock one. Okay, now as far as putting a Supermoto fender, this is just your basic, a Cherokee style one. Now, if you guys are like me and have the WR or X, you'll understand that right here, the mounting point for the fender sits way up there, but yet the bottom of the clamp is right there. So what you have to do is notch it, and then pretty much, say there's a better view for you guys to see. You see how I have this whole area of the fender cut out, so that way I can suck the fender up. Because there's a lot of guys doing it that move, what was it? They moved the headlight, I think it was down. Yeah, they moved the headlight down by taking this bracket and just putting it on the bottom hole, moving it down so that way you don't have to nip the fender. But I wanted to leave the headlight in the stock location. You can see the one problem is though these little locating things don't really sit in there worth a shit, but that's okay because I plan to change. This fender's not going to be on here much longer anyway. I found a thread on Supermoto Junkie where a guy used a stock YZ85 from Fender, and it actually turned out pretty nice. But I got this fender for free from a buddy, so I really didn't care about hacking it up or not. Here's another view. Unfortunately, the back holes are pretty useless, and the back of the fender, I mean, you can see the front of the fender doesn't move, but once you cut that section out of the center, the fender's not very rigid. Which, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I've never noticed it like moving around or anything, but just the amount of fender that you have to cut out to put a Supermoto fender on one of these bikes is unreal. Like, here, I'll grab the stock fender real quick. Alright, now you guys can see how they have it, I guess we'll go that way. See how, like, it comes up? Damn, you sit still. There we go. So it comes up, and then Yamaha puts this notch in here for the clamp to sit right there. And then they have the mounting points raised up on each side. So, I mean, you could always hack down the stock fender, but in case I ever put this bike back to dirt trim, I really didn't want to do that. So if you guys are looking for, you know, kind of a cheaper alternative to the ugly factory retro light, go to AutoZone, spend, I think I paid like 25 or 30 bucks for that little LED bar. Like I said, man, I love it. It's super bright. You know, especially with it being a floodlight, it doesn't like shoot the beam way far out, but it just kind of like, you know, really lights up the side of the road really nice. I love it. Plus, like I said, I think it looks a hell of a lot better. Updates the front of the bike, gives it kind of a meaner look. Just all around happier with it than that ugly ass factory light from the 80s. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a like down below. If you're new around here, I ask that you subscribe, stay and hang out. As always, I hope you guys have a killer day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.